we are going to talk about the teeth, its kinds, its types, and its structure. So, teeth are very important for our survival. Not only do they help us to chew, but they also help us to speak clearly. Now let's look at the kind of teeth. There are two kinds of teeth. When babies are born, they don't have teeth, but when they're about 5 to 12 months old, they grow these small teeth, which are called milk teeth. And these milk teeth fall off when the child is about 5 to 8 years old. But these teeth are replaced by new teeth, which are called permanent or secondary teeth. Like the name, permanent teeth, these teeth are permanent, and if they fall off, you will have a permanent gap in your mouth, unless you replace it by an artificial tooth. But it isn't as good as a real tooth. So we covered the kinds of teeth. They are milk teeth and permanent teeth. There are 20 milk teeth and 32 permanent teeth. Okay, now let's look at the types of teeth. There are 4 types of teeth. Let's start with canines. The canines are the front sharp teeth. There are 4 canines in total. 2 on the top and 2 at the bottom. The canine teeth help us to tear the food. Okay, let's move on to the incisors. In total, there are 8 incisors. 4 on the top and 4 on the bottom. They are our front teeth. The incisors help us to bite and cut the food. Now moving on to premolars or bicuspid teeth. There are 8 premolars in total. 4 at the bottom and 4 at the top. The premolars help us to crush and grind the food. Now moving on to the last and final teeth, the molars. The molars are the biggest and strongest teeth in the mouth. Unlike any other teeth, there are 12 molars. 6 at the bottom and 6 at the top. Just like the premolars, the molars also help us to grind and chew the food. Now let's talk about the structure of a tooth. This is what a tooth may look like from the outside, but from the inside it is very different. This is what a tooth looks like from the inside. There are 4 basic elements that make up a tooth. The first is the pulp. This reddish substance here is called the pulp. It is the innermost layer of the tooth, and it consists of blood vessels, connective tissues, and nerves. The second is the dentin. This yellow substance that covers the pulp is called the dentin. It is as hard as bone and it covers almost the entire tooth. The third is the enamel. The enamel is the outer covering of a tooth. It covers the dentin to form the crown. It is the hardest substance in the human body. And lastly, the cementum. The cementum is the cover of the root. It helps to hold the tooth within the jawbone. And after the structure of a tooth, now let's look at how to keep some healthy teeth. Of course, we have to brush twice a day, but not only that is needed. There are many foods needed to keep healthy teeth. Remember the enamel I mentioned earlier, the outer cover of a tooth? Well, it turns out that it is mostly made up of calcium phosphate. Now, you might be wondering, what is calcium phosphate? Well, it is a mineral containing the mineral calcium. So that means We need calcium and phosphate rich foods. So, the best source of calcium is none other than milk, making it a great source for healthy teeth. Then we have yogurt and, of course, cheese. But that was only the calcium rich foods. What about the phosphates? Well, egg is a great source of phosphate, best if boiled. Then there's fish and beans. Even if these foods are very healthy for the teeth, that doesn't mean you should eat a lot of them at the same time. They can have negative effect on your teeth.